Hello, everyone. Sorry, the coffee was taking longer than expected. Extra hot coffee, though. I actually don't like it extra hot, but all right, let me know how the sound is. Oh, one of those mornings. All right, so, yep, coffee is ready. A fresh cup of coffee. Sounds good. Thank you, Nora. I appreciate it. All right, so there's been obviously some crazy movement, particularly in the yen, but also the dollar, which actually it's interesting. The dollar has actually retraced in the last 60 minutes. So, yeah, but again, pound dollar, or I'm sorry, pound yen, 172 down. It's enormous amounts of movement. Definitely crazy. Dollar CAD up 133 is also pretty nuts. Dollar yen down 78. Again, that is whew, it was already down because of the yen, and now that the dollar weakness is creeping back in, that one is even getting worse too. So, very interesting morning with a lot of stuff going on. Oil, obviously, as you guys know, is down like a dollar. Was it like almost $2 or whatever? $1.50. So again, lots and lots and lots of movement. Obviously, the news over the weekend was this, right? Um, right? I love this. And I don't know if Todd took it the right way or not, but I was like, yeah, look at this. They write an article at 3 o'clock before the market opens, and he's talking about, it shrugged off the OPEC deal. It's like, no, it did not shrug off the OPEC deal. It just, there hadn't been anybody in there yet. Um, so, yeah, it is that. Um, anyway, that one's moving. That was one of the big things of news today. Obviously, talk of the Delta variant again. Sapping risk appetite, sending the greenback higher. London is open again officially. We had some, comments from Haskell about, the pandemic scar. Will it scar it and not? The answer is really not so much. Found this little gem this morning, talking about this is the worst of all worlds, talking about 6 to 9% inflation by the end of the year, basically having no transitory factor. Um, you know. He noted that the rise in inflation in 2020 has been caused 100% by the growth of the money supply. Again, printing that money, 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 money for everybody. Um, some interesting gems in here. And again, he compares this to the 1970s. I'm not going to read it again, but talking about the stagflation we ran into in the 1970s. That's the last time we saw this type of level of inflation. But that era, had experienced economic low growth and high inflation. We have high growth, right? He says the real economy is very strong and booming right now as we're continuing, coming out of lockdown and things are getting back on track. So gotta kind of side with him. This is what we've been saying. The guy's been around, right? He was part of the Ronald Reagan's Economic Council, or Council of Economic Advisors. So he's not just you know he's not a millennial. He's not a millennial claim to fame analyst, right? He doesn't have a huge YouTube following, but he's a guy that's been around for a while. So as far as the day, we had Haskell, and this is probably you know, talking about this about the massive economic aid during the outbreak seems to have sparred long-term damage. Great. The expectation of a better future might fuel consumption now, adding to inflationary pressures. Much of inflation will be high temporarily due, and again, he's saying temporarily due to the low base from which prices are rising, right? But he's not saying that inflation is going to disappear. Um, in the intermediate term, the risk of preemptive monetary tightening, curtailing the recovery continues to outweigh the risk of a temporary period of above inflation. So basically what he's saying is we're not really raising it yet because again we think it's not going to be as detrimental as being over target for a little bit. I Again, we just saw this article here, right? you know the temporary period of above inflation, eh, a lot of people keep saying that it's not going to matter, but at what cost? Marina, you're on here, right? You're $4.75 gas. I mean, it's going to go higher, right? It's going to go higher, and they're basically saying that it's okay if we just, if the inflation just goes a little bit higher. I mean, it's not bad, but like, how high will it be? Like 550 before it stops, right? I mean, we're talking like Canadian gas prices, right? Canadian gas prices. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, I don't doubt. She's like, oh no, no. She's like, yeah, it'll be 550 by the end of the summer. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. And meanwhile, Elon's like, yes, go to 550. Go to 550, buy a Tesla. But I will say, here's the dollar. Like, talk about a reversal. It's like, man, up and then back down again. But check out Tesla. I don't know if you guys are looking at this. Like we had a gap down into that 628 range, but look at this. Nice base that led to a gap. The last time I was gapped into here, it took off again, and we're kind of in that same spot again. So I don't know. I feel like Elon is like, yeah, go. Like, can it break the six? Like, can it break the 620 mark? I'm like all over that. Like, oh, but like for you options people out there, when you're looking at potential areas, like being right at this 630 spot. I mean, you could put like something like you know, you could put like a bull call spread in here, something a little bit here. I don't have the contracts up. I haven't looked at it, but like I was looking at this, I'm like, oh, this is one of those setups where you look for like something like along the lines of like a bull call spread, little cheap entry action in there. Take this one long. Oh, there's other verticals you could do as well, but yeah, yeah, play it back up into this range. I mean, again, obviously it's obviously a trending channel between 700 and 620. So quite a lot of range. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not looking at the premiums. I don't have an options chain up or anything like that. But that's typically like the scenario, ideally, where you're pulling back into an area where buyers have supported it for a little bull call spread action in there. All right, so with that said, we'll start off with the dollar. You can see the dollar is just getting hammered now. Is up to 93. Now we're all the way back down to 92.65. So this is like we're basically flat, but that is a crazy amount of movement in 6 hours. So yeah, that's a lot, right? That's a lot of movement, very very fast, and you're seeing it. Um, James is like, I got $2 in oil. I'm good. Have fun. Going to Denny's. See, if you live on the East Coast, like where Will was, you'd be like going to Waffle House. I do love me some Waffle House though. It's one of the best hangover treatments ever. But yeah, so this is a big movement. So let's see what we got kind of going here. So you're seeing obviously a reversal. We talked about two different areas where potential reversals were going to occur. It did slightly peak out the bottom here around 8 o'clock at that one level, which again, it can happen. Again, the U.S. traders not fully in line. That's when those things break. But we called for the down push from last week, and it did. It gave us the push to here. And again, there was your little Harry Potter trade. This occurred yesterday, late last night. You were able to get into this one short, right? There was the old level that we talked about last week. It hit it, it hit it, it hit it, it based in it. Tells you the trigger's coming, pulled down, pulled back up, and boom, off to the races to the downside. Now, it did hiccup a little bit at the first turn, and as you guys can see, came down to the second one. So we'll remove the yellow at this point. Again, that level was formed. I think we did it on, was it a 2 hour? Yeah, you can see that level was again, a lot of kind of back and forth, right? I mean, we had a level here, level here, level here, and we're like, we were trying to find it, but we had this. So it was a turning area, and it did. It turned. We just didn't have an exact entry on it, so it went out the bottom just a little bit. So right now, I would say I would expect this to continue higher, although I would watch out for the zone up top again. So let's remove this intraday level. We can take that out now. Let's pull this. Let's change this one to a yellow now because we do have basing, but I'm going to adjust it slightly to here. Let's use this going forward. We're gonna go there to there. Going forward, we'll pull these two longs off. We're gonna put this here. Actually, let's drop back down to 30. Yeah, that's fine. Touch, 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 base, touch. There we go. Perfect. That's gonna be our next area that we watch out for up top. So downside, let me see. Europeans took over here. I actually may switch that to a red. How far are we from it? It's about 50 pips, so it's going to take a while. But for tonight, maybe for this monetary policy meeting notes, that could be a level for tonight. Let's see. Let's mark off news. Where are we at here? It would be there, I guess. Right? What time is it tonight? Yeah, 9:30. 9:30. So yeah, so somewhere over in there. 7, 8, 9, right there. Yeah, so if we can get up to that level before tonight, I think that would be a decent area to get short. I would be okay with shorting that from there. Like I said, if they bring up anything that is weak, again, they could be talking about the lockdown, seeing Delta spread, all that could provide, the ability for this one to kind of push down again. So looking along the lines of something like that. But I think today, the way the dollar is getting blown up right now, I think Again, I think we rally up, but look for 74.05 as the next place to short. Next place to go long. Again, obviously you can see the green down here on the larger time frame. We got a green level at 72.11. Right, 72.711. Sorry, 72.711. All right, so also, again, very similar. I mean, the yen is very, very strong. You can see we had levels last week, and again, we had that buy, we had the sell, and again, it did the same thing. It based in that same level. We never got a true pullback to it. The 81.19 was a level that we liked, and this approached it late last night. It just started the base in there, and again, that would have been more of a sign to kind of take a break out of the bottom side, and that's kind of what it did. Did it give a clean entry? Nah, not so much. But I mean, we can mark it off for later on down the road, something along these lines, as far as a way for as a potential short. We could remove this now. I don't need that anymore. Right now, 81.10 to 81.02 is the next level where we have buyers stepping in. It's been a while since it's been there. It's quite a ways back for that one, unfortunately. So it is, and that is based off of 4 hour and hourly levels. Um, Probably more the hourly levels than anything else. Let me see. Hold on. Actually, let's see, one sec. No, that's a 4 hour level sitting down there. Yeah, the 81.10 level. So yeah, it's a small 4 hour level. And again, what I would do is I wouldn't take a number one entry. I'd wait for a bounce of that one higher. But like I said, this is a ton of yen. I mean, yen strength really kicked in here. Here's the European Open right there. There is your European Open right there. So that's a big push. We're talking about 90 something pips in the Aussie yen. So this is a big mover. I'm looking for reversals, and I think 80 10 when that 4 hour zone kicks in could be the turning point. We're getting close, but again, we are starting to look for longs. There is another level down there at 79.66. I'm gonna mark it off horizontal 79.66. I have that marked off as well. That's a larger time. This is a big 4 hour zone. Okay. So if we blow through this level, again, we're looking for potential reversals off of this 79.66, 79.67, whatever. It's the same right there. It's going to drive me nuts. Hold on. Let me just fix it this way. Right there. All right. Yeah. There we go. All right, so that's my next long for Aussie yen. And again, for tonight, that would be the same level. It only needs to drop down. 60 pips is a lot today, but we'll see. Maybe if we stabilize here, we can get that, or if we get a bit of a pullback. I would say pullback wise, mm, probably, probably here. Oops, why is my mouse being funky today? Probably that level for tonight. If we can rally back up again, if you're looking for something short, that would be a decent level for news tonight. And remember, news is sitting over here. Okay, the 9 p.m. news. Euro pound. So there we go. Again, we talked about a level breaking through. We were unable to break through, and all it did was kind of use that as the same bounce. Here's the open. The open really didn't do much. It just pulled back down, and again, it was stabilized. You could have taken this either direction, but we're really waiting for the if this then that to the downside. I'm kind of surprised it jumped as high as it did in the overnight. And again, if you're wondering what moved this, 5 a.m. That would be this guy right here. Right, that would be Haskell at 6 o'clock. So there's your 6 o'clock window right there. This green candle. Why? Talking about the scar and you know not changing interest rates. Basically everything that he says here about long term damages is good. We're not changing this. We're not gonna we're not gonna risk recovery off of this. This is all weak. So not necessarily surprising that it jumped. But I would say a break of 85. This is still a good level. Look for that to come back down into this level. It will eventually come back down again once we start getting some strength. And there is European data this week. Was it Thursday, I think? Yeah. Thursday, we have the monetary policy statement. I don't think they're at the stage yet where they're going to talk about raising. With everything going on in Germany right now, with like the flooding and everything, I don't feel it. They're going to have to bring that up, and I think it will highlight the kind of weakish atmosphere right now in the European Union. So again, we'll see when it comes. This trade should be obviously it should be done by then. But if we break 85.69, look for this to come back into that 85 range, and maybe even breaking back all the way down to the 84.91. But with this push, this zone we knew was popped. It definitely had its 4 hits already. So let's remove Let's take this zone off now. Next level looks to be up here. Whoops. And we'll just slide that one across for a reversal. Pull this one across. So, yeah. So that's, pull this all the way. There you go. So there's your three. So if we can get up to the 86.41, we go short. If we break through 85.70, we go short. And if we get down to 84.90, we are also looking to go long. Although I do expect a bit of a hiccup down here in this 85.11. As you can see, it crashed into it, found those buyers, and took off. Either of those work. So, and again, even this level here, the 85. I'll put this one on there just for those of you that are wondering what it is. Right there, 85.25. Those are kind of our current entry levels on Euro pound. Okay. Short up top, short up top. Again, a potential long area depending on if we can time it with the European session open, and then 84.91 on the bottom as well. A couple different areas. And again, tested here. This level is way back. There's a little bit of a test here, but again, a couple different options. All right. Euro yen. You can see this one is just collapsing. Now you can see this wasn't the fresh level, but again, touch, touch, touch. We broke through. We base in the same level and continue to push lower. Again, we're still not no man's land. You can see it's been such a long time since we've been back here. Dropping it up to a 4 hour in this one, right? You can see that the next time that really where buyers are sitting is right where we're at right now. I want to use a horizontal ray. You can see that there are buyers down to this level. And you can see that we also have buyers stepping in approximately right there. Let's see if we drop it to a 2 hour. Let's go back and check that one. Yeah, you can see what we're in right now, right? Down to there is the last bit of zone. And then there is your next little hiccup, right? So we're real close to that first one. There's where your zone's coming in. Again, no man's land type position here. So, but interestingly enough, from that old level, look at that, we base right through it. So yeah, potential reversal at 28.74. We got what? About another 23 pips to go on that one. Let me pull. I haven't pulled Nadex today. Let me check to see what we have Nadex wise on that one. Forex, Euro, Yen. It's down here. It's in the 46 range. There's a knockout sitting right there. It's an all right knockout. Let me see. Let me look at the call spreads. 128.75. Ooh. There is a call spread. First off, let me change this to blue so we don't confuse anybody. Actually, you know what? Let me move it over here. And then I'll adjust it. 128.70. Whoops. Bam. There we go. All right. So we got a call spread and a knockout sitting right around that same level. And again, that's a weekly, right? Yeah. It's a weekly call spread there. So again, if you're worried about the whipping back and forth, the 128.60 or 46 is not bad. Obviously, right now we're a little bit in the money for that that call spread. It's got about $55 worth of risk, but we get it in this level, you may be able to get into that one pretty cheap and look for some type of a reversal back to the top side because this is a lot very, very quickly. So we should be looking for something to the top. And again, maybe the data is good on Thursday. Anyway, here's euro dollar. Obviously, the way that the dollar kind of was getting smashed there, we had something. We had a small level at 117.80. Had you taken this in spot currency, you can see it drop through. But this basing right here, you could have played the break of it out the top side. This is a 2 hour. Let's drop it down to a 30-minute. You can see that it really started the base in here. And once we broke through, could you have taken it long? Absolutely. Absolutely. We are currently right now up in a level here, but we've already hit it twice, right? We hit it, it dropped it down again. So I don't know that it's necessarily good for another short there. I like the 118.48 better. It was a decent test up top. It's just this was a middle kind of the road level. Either way. And again, since that reversal this morning, it's up about 40 pips. So big movement when we broke out of the top side. And again, had you taken this in Nadex, you were good. Let me see. I don't think we had a call. I want to see. Let's see. Did we have a knockout there? Euro dollar 117.80. Nah, there was a 117.09, so it was way down here, and then a 59, which I guess the 59 was sitting right here. So 117.59 was sitting right there. 59 right there. So yeah, so there was a knockout in very close proximity to that one that you could have gotten into. Let me see. Is there anything more on that one we could have done? 2 hours. I mean, it's a 10 pip mover on the 2 hours. So yeah, there's a decent in there. But yeah, I think up top we can remove this one now. It's already spiked from that level at this point. Um, hmm, hold on one sec. Let me see. Trying to look at these levels down here. 17. Yeah, that's not bad. Trying to check the way that this entered, and again, that didn't spend much time down there with a decent base. So yeah, that would be fine. Okay. Yep, we're good. All right. Yeah, we'll bring this across here, here. Let's see. Do we have? I'm curious to see. Do we have a knockout up top on that one? 118.59 is the closest. 118. What did I say? 59. Yeah, 118.59. 1859. Oops. So there you go. So again, kind of breaks off top and bottom inside of that range. We'll see where if we can get an entry on either one of those two. But that's not bad, right? Not horrible. It's like what, 10 pips risk on the top side. So that's not bad. Yeah, if we can get there European Open, I think that's a decent one. We got to grind through this one though, but we'll see if we can continue to push forward. Pound yen. So pound yen is just collapsing. We're sitting right now at a 4 hour zone. So I'd be probably looking more for a reversal right now than anything else in the pound yen. It's obviously this is a huge mover. Here's the European Open right here. Right there's the European session move. Right now it is 176 pips, but we're at a 4 hour zone. So I'd look for a reversal. We can remove this as an area of interest level. We know that it bounced off of there. See if we can get it better. Let's bring this across to there. We know we got a level sitting. We're gonna put it there on the 4 hour. Mm, Next area we want to watch out for would be that area right there. We'll change that to orange. Okay, that's good. Let's bring this back and drop it across. All right, so these are the levels we're going for the downside. As I said, there's an area right here. We're starting the base in it, so it's definitely fighting that 4 hour level. I would say this 149.07 is the next area where we've really had buyers step in, but I don't really necessarily see a decent buying point until we get back up here to the 148.75. So it's got more room to run. It's obviously it's got what, about 96 more pips. Can we do 96 more today? That would be a huge day. That would be absolutely. I mean, again, the yen strength is there, but that would be a lot. I don't know if we'll be able to clear both those levels, but look for that as a potential bounce. 148.75. If we look at knockouts, there's a 148.53. So there is a knockout sitting right there. Oof, I was so close. Look at that. So close. Right there. So I think that's a decent, if we can get down to that level, maybe tonight. Or maybe even, I don't know, maybe we continue to push today, but 148.53, again, very, very small risk on that one to the downside. I like how the knockout is on the back end of it for a potential roll to the top side. Now, pound dollar. Pound dollar is a little choppier, and again, it's pulled back to that zone. Last week we were looking for longs, and it just continued to grind, 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 grind. And then at 3 o'clock this morning, we broke, pulled back, and then kind of erased our everything here. You can see, unlike the euro dollar that saw the spike back up again. So on this one, we saw this one spiking. You're seeing the pound, not so much. So right now, this one is kind of set up in a weak pound, but also weak dollar stance, right? And we're just seeing basing go sideways. So not too much we can do with it. We know we have a larger time frame level here, and you can see that's exactly what it bounced off of. We'll remove this intraday. We'll remove that intraday level right now. Let's pull this from the top side. We know we got news here. Hmm. Do I like any of those long? Um, Not really. I think I like 138.60, 138.49. I think that's kind of where I'm stuck at right now between these two. Um, we know we got an area here, but we're probably not going to trade off that level being in the middle. Let me grab knockouts on this one. 138. All right, so there's a 138.67. 138. Put it over here. 138.67. Oops. Nope. Cancel. There we go. Knockout there. So again, potential, although it's in the middle of the zone, I'm kind of leery about that one. And then 136.67 on the downside. What is it? 136.67. Oh, I missed that one by two. 136.60. Or I missed it by 1.5. There you go. So there's kind of our top and bottom bracketed right now. And again, it's in the deeper end of the zone, and we're seeing some problems here. But I'd be cautious of this one because, again, the dollar, if it starts getting any strength again, we should push down into that level. All right. Dollar CAD, you can see that this one is reversing a bit. 4 hour level at 128.18. Eh, I'd be careful with this one right now. Again, we blew through the top. We don't need that now. Let's put new markers on this one. Again, there was the short from last week. The way that it's basing in there, we're going to hold that maybe for another one in there. Um, we're going to leave that on for a short. Let's go back up to the 4 hour. You can see how crazy this move has been. Let's see. We're going to pull full. Yeah, it's fine. See the area where we're getting into. I know daily we don't have anything. 4 hour we do have something just a bit above. Like I said, that's this dash line is a 4 hour. So I'd be looking more for probably more for some type of a reversal level, right? And that's kind of at our extreme. So, I like the way this looks here. I like the way that this tops, but I'm just afraid we're gonna have more dollar weakness today. But I'd say there's probably somewhat of a retracement coming in this one to the downside. I don't really have a great entry for it right now, unfortunately. And again, you're seeing this kind of base here. If we start to pick up at all, this should help kind of propel this a little bit further. Um, but I don't know if we can get through those sellers. It's a decent top, but I'd like to get a I'd like to get a little bit more cleaner of a top to the downside. You could do a Harry Potter down once we have a little bit more of an establishment sideways. Let's see what happens at 10:30, but we may have the ability to put something kind of a break below here, looking for a retrace back down again. Um, that gives us a total of what, about 94 pips, so it's quite a large area. There may be something along these lines here, or you take a short, drop it in that same level. And again, overall, it's a 6-to-1 trade, but we only need to move to there, right? Um, yeah, it's about 33, 33-ish. Um, something along those lines. Okay. Dollar Swiss. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. All the way back down again. So we had that 192 level last week, and you could count this as there's a few hits, right? Hit, 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 hit. We were like, yeah, this is not going to hold. There was a pullback back down again, and it just stabilized and it punched higher in the European session. So the European session started right here, right? And a little bit of a hiccup, and then all of a sudden, bam, it just started to collapse with that dollar weakness. Now, this dollar weakness came in at 5 o'clock this morning, which um, again, you can see here, same thing. 5 o'clock window here when we turned. This has been, I mean, this is almost identical, right? Up, slow roll down. Here's what we have on the side. Okay. Now we did have a short entry here that we're looking for a break of 91.65. We haven't gotten our entry yet. It's now basing in this level. If we can get a little bit of stabilization below, again, this could be a valid short. It's just not there yet, right? We're looking for a clean break, and we don't have it yet, right? We don't have it. It's got to be on the close. So it's there, but it's not in yet. But watch it. This one again, remember, can run all the way back down to 190. Or I'm sorry, 91.25. If we continue to see this weakness, but again, not in yet. That one's on the radar. Dollar yen. So dollar yen is actually going crazy today because with the dollar, we already had dollar weakness. We already had yen strength. It was already pushing to the downside. We ended up bouncing right off that level, and ended up doing like a Harry Potter trade south. We were waiting for it to kind of come up, stabilize, and push high. It didn't. It just pushed back to the downside. So, whoops. That was for last week. I don't need any of those now. Uh, I would say this one is due for a reversal at this point, but finding a good level in the yen has been kind of few and far between. Bringing it up to kind of a 4-hour level, we don't really have much until we kind of hit. Let's see. This I can extend across now. Bring that active. You can see there's the minor level right there. And then after that, hmm, see, this is very, very choppy. Probably the 108 level. There are a few things in that level, but I don't really. 108.73. There's a minor level in here. Do array. Yeah. Right in there, there's a level as well. So we'll see how that comes down. That's what we're looking for right now. And you can see it's taking a bounce off that level. So we'll see. This could be where the reverse happens. Again, it is 10.10 right now, so 109.10. It was a level we talked about last week. It's more of a target than anything else. We've kind of hit that target. Now we got to see what it's going to do with it. But I don't know. Is there a call spread in this one? Let me see. Weekly 109. No. There's a 108.80 and then a 110.09. We just decided to skip all the way through the 109. So there's no weekly in this one, unfortunately. Let me see if there's a knockout. I would be a little bit more cautious with the knockout though. 109.03. I guess there's a knockout here. 109.03. Right there. Yeah, it's all right. It's about 17 pips up. I don't know. I think there's better opportunity with the European ones right now than this one. I think this one's going to be harder to play. But I would expect a reversal. Whether we take it from the knockout, be pretty interesting if it rolled from there. Let's go to oil because oil is now down even more. Look at this. Now it's down $3.55. So oil. I mean, this is that. Look at that. U.S. trader was like, "Oh no, we're to continue to short." This is more than a push. I mean, this is another. And that's another $1.20 on top of that one. So yeah, this is down. I mean, let's see, from its overnight peak, yeah, 355. That is a huge move. Where do we find the bottom in this one? Let's go up to a daily real quick. You can see how big that candle is. This is bigger than an inventory candle. The problem is there's really not a whole lot. Mm, let's see. We had a decent pullback here in this level. Mm, we could use this is the bottom side of that. I guess this one is a little bit better. I'd say that one's a little bit better. And then probably not down until here. So, all right, so that'll give us two levels. So yeah, we got about another 50 cents of this one can move before we run into buyers. But I would say there's a potential and there's a potential turning spot. I'm actually surprised that we shot it down that much at the open. That's a lot of movement to the downside. Let's adjust this. Let's do our 9:30 candle and 14:30. Put it right there. So looks like we want to do a mirror today. Let's see. European session was 196. Yeah, so we've already over. Well, I drew it that way, but it's not there yet. About another 20 cents before we have a complete mirror. So yeah, let's see. But again, buyer stepping in at 76.40 and then 66.97. Let me see what is. Yeah, they're still holding. Yeah, they're still holding. It hasn't really switched back again yet. I love this. It shrugs it off. No, it didn't shrug it off, dude. Sorry. But yeah, look for this to come down to 76.40. Gold. If you were here last week, you knew the 1795 level. Decent drop into there, right at that 8 o'clock hour. Again, this has been off to the races. So we're back up to a level now where we had kind of a, again, we talked about this level. It based in there. We could actually probably refine this up a little bit into probably there is a better area. And again, there was the long from last week. It did Harry Potter back to the downside, both here as well as here to the downside before grabbing another level. If you wanted to take this one long, you could potentially do it. You know, but again, there was the break that we were looking for of gold. Um, I think today, with all the inflation fears, if we are able to come up in base and come through, I do think we could have a potential target up top of this. Let's change it to green. Um, 118.30, I think would be a decent level to hit on a target. And basically, this all over again. Um, Slightly adjusted, obviously, slightly adjusted. But again, if we get a Harry Potter through top, come in here and take this one along. And we need 1 to 3, which is right there. Oof, right on. Something along those lines. And that's fine. Again, that profit target would put us before the sellers step in here. So I think that's probably another decent long looking for 124. I'm sorry, 1824, the top side. If we can get that confirmation, that momentum push through. So, but yeah, this one, you know, hopefully you guys grabbed that one from last week. And like I said, you can see it's still going back into that same level that we had people from before. And again, look at this. Same thing. Area of interest. What do we do? We hit it. We base, 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 base. Finally collapse and then blew through. So clean that up a bit there. Actually, we'll turn that red for right now. All right, there we go. So there's oil. Silver. Look at that sucker. So there's your one collapse through. There's your another collapse through. Two different areas of the downside, and they're decent, right? They were decent. Two breaks in a row. We finally broke through. Now we're officially into the green area, and again, we had a buying area right here, and we missed it by just a little bit at 8:30 this morning. So I would say that's probably our next level that we're looking for is 24.83. We'll still hold this firm up top. Our area of interest goes here. We don't need these. These were trades from last week. Um, we'll change this one to yellow. It's a middle road. 125. here. Actually, let's put it here. We can remove this. Oops, cancel. There we go. So I've been waiting for 2483. Let's adjust this across. Right there. All right, silver 2483. Let me knockouts, commodities, silver. It's a 2440, which is all the way down here. It's a bit high. It's a bit too much. 2440. And then we're 2522, 2575. Oh my God. 2640 is the closest. Yeah. Wow. Go Nadex. 2640 is the next one up top. So those are our current knockouts. So yeah, it looks like we're not knocking this one out. Top and bottom. There's the picture right now. All right, let's go across and look at the indices. I'm curious. Tesla is still having. It's going for that. It's going for that 2620. I'm gonna have to check this one out later for a 2620. Let's look at that. There's the little. Yeah, like a 2620 to 2640. Curious what that would be. Sorry guys, I'm getting. It's like somebody else squirrel, right? um, I'm looking at the options chain now. Kind of like, oh, what would that one be? Um, that's fine. I don't know why they had a 16th up there. Let's see. Sorry, it's too distracting. I'm kind of like, what is it now? 6220. Hmm. Yeah, there's a trade in there. Sorry. All right, let's go up through the equities. So, not surprised. I wish I could say that I'm surprised on this one, but not surprised. Again, you can see since the open, again, this 930 window right here, we were basing. There was a little bit of a level below, but again, this is all those inflationary fears. So, um, could you have gotten into this one? Yeah, you could have. There's what we had. It was below. The 930 window came right back up again and then continued the short to the downside. So hopefully you guys were able to grab this one. Like I said, it's over now. It's 29 pips to the downside. I think actually this was a little clearer on the 5 minute. Yeah, you can see the level of basing there. There was your 5 minute entry. Okay. So again, very decent runner. Let's see. Right now you're currently at a 5-1. Your 3-1 is sitting right there. Right there. So didn't take very long for that one to go through. Where this one could potentially turn. I mean, the next area we have here, but this is a break of the 4225 level. We are running into this hiccup right there. Um, there's the hiccup you run into, but you can see after this, I guess actually really a break of 4238. Um, turn this one red. Do we have enough room? We do. It's exactly at a 1 to 3. Okay, so another option there to the downside. Um, this is another nice short in there too. Two nice shorts. And I feel like this is like un-American. It's like gloom and doom time, right? There you go. All right, so a break below 42.38, we take it short. A break below 42.25, we take this one short. Again, that one's a little bit closer as far as profit targets go. This one is a little bit better. Let me put profit targets on there so you guys can see them. Green there, green right there. So 42.29, 42.11, both those to the downside. Um, there will probably be somewhat of a retrace, but I don't. I mean, it could turn off either of those levels, but right now I'd want to stay short. I think the inflation is the big key. All right, so you guys can see that there was that 14.25. We ended up basing off of that one right at the open. A little bit of a spike up, and this is one that you would not have gotten an entry in, unfortunately. On the 15-minute, you can see that it was like base, 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 and it did pop, but it literally was a whip, right? It opened here, it dropped all the way down, came all the way back up again, and then closed up top, and then pushed right back down again. So in a matter of 30 minutes, um, it dropped, went high. Again, here I'll drop it down to 15. You can see what the open actually looked like right here. So we were up, we started to push down. There's your 9:30 candle. We drove up and immediately we're back down again. So in 20 minutes, spiked and then dropped, and now we're sitting at a level. So I would say, as far as this one goes, I mean, we know when we look back, go back up to 30 minutes, right? You can see that we have this kind of racetrack area right here. So, I would say watch out for that one. It's kind of similar to the other two, right? Where we talk about a short position from here down. Um, and again, the opposing target is about a 1 to 5. Your 1 to 3 is sitting right there, right? And that would be a break of, here, I'll just use this one, 14,458, right? And then we don't have necessarily a buying area coming in until lower. This we can remove. You guys saw it earlier. There was our Harry Potter. That candle's going to screw this up. I was going to keep that as an area of interest on there, but the candle's going to mess it up for us. Yeah, the candle's going to mess it up. Here, here. We are going to keep that one on. We'll change that to red. Let's put another short target here. There's our touches. This one we need, but we're going to change this to yellow. Keep that one across. It'll be a while before we get back up there. All right, there we go. And then last but not least, the Dow. And it's falling like everything else. But, oh, this one kind of spiked out the top a little bit. That's unfortunate. There is the spike out the top at 9:30. Yeah, it was right at the 9:30. It was right at the 9:30 candle. But yeah, so I mean that would have been a nice short. Let me see. What do we have in that one? Indices. I'm curious. Let's see. What am I looking for? Wall Street. Actually, it would be this one. It's what? 24. So it's 24-point difference between those two on the 2 hour, and it's 312. Yeah, that was a heck of a trade. Yeah. Let's see. We were sitting at what? 34,100. 34,100. So yeah, man, that's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strikes to the downside off that one, off the open. 13 strikes. I don't know if you guys can see it here. I'll drag it over for you guys. 13 strikes. There was your open. Look at that for the open. That's the 2 hour. That's the 2 hour binary. Right? Expires in 32 minutes. Talk about Crazy movement off the open. And again, this is how you would have played that one, right? Again, you have been talking about that level right there. Did it go above? Yeah, but we're talking about I mean, really, the 34 110 is right where 930 is right here. So you would have been kind of messing with that one, the 34 110 ish area. Talking about out of the money, look at them, how many contracts this blew through. So, I mean, you could have got this one out here, even in this range, which would have been 4 or 5 strike prices down in a 2 hour, and you can see the explosion through. So, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy movement for the morning, but look at the amount of strikes that we blew through. I mean, with price right now, we're below the lowest right now. There is none left. The indicative value is 33,788, and the lowest one of these is 33,808 or 809. So we're kind of floating right around at the money. But yeah, it blew through all of these this morning. Talk about a crazy open. It's awesome. But yeah, so there was your trade. Um, where does this one stop? Let's see. Let's see. Trying to look on some of the higher time frames. I mean, we're at a little level right now, right? If you look at the 4 hour, I mean, it's sliced through both these. Look at that. That's sliced through, although this is hit number 3. But yeah, we sliced through this on the 4 hour. Um, it actually looks a larger time frame. We had a Harry Potter trade there. Yeah. Let's refine that a little bit to there. It's set up on the 2 hour. That's fine. Oops, no, not that. This one. There you go. Break a 33,750 down to 33,665. So not 90-point mover. Like I said, this one would have been off the open though. So see if that one continues across. So that is it. There's that green. Let's see. Option spreads. No. Mm, no, I don't want that one. No, I'm not going to sign up for it. Bull call 620. There's some, yeah, looking for a bull call spreader in there. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and do the drawing because it is 10:30. All right. So I'll give you guys about another 30 seconds to get into this one. Um, choose a strategy. Oh, this is weird. Bull call spread, yes. If I had this 620. Oh, there we go. Maximum debit, maximum profit, maximum loss. Oof, there's a lot of premium baked in that one. All right, let's close it down. Let's see who the winner of today's drawing is. Who do we got in here? Ross, Silent, Debbie, Neuro, Will. All right, here we go. Winner of today. Now, who? Last week it was who? Was it Marina? Marina, did you close it out on Friday? I forget who closed it out on Friday. I'll figure it out in a second. All right, so winner of today's drawing is Sean. Man, Sean, this is like 2 in 2 weeks, right? Market complete. Back to giveaways. No, it was Marina last time. All right, so this one is Sean today. Let's go to leaderboard. Where is Sean? Sean, I feel like that is 2 though in like 2 weeks. feel like Will is like was like, "Yo, it'd be a mistake to tighten policy now. Oof, that's gonna make this go even higher." Yeah, this feel like he's going on the Fed. Yeah, this is gonna drop. Look at it, 208, 208, 207. Yeah, talk about weakness on that one. Jeez. Joint statement, Department Treasury Bank. Hold on, let me see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in here. Met virtually today. Yeah, partners. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so nothing on that. Um, builder confidence goes lower. Mm, They started looking. No, there's really no other news. Yeah, there's just the same, same negativity we've gotten, and then obviously, this, Biden accuses, you know, China of hacking Microsoft. So, all right, guys, that is it. There's nothing else more today. Tomorrow morning, don't forget. There's really not a lot, but we do have retail sales. As you guys can see, everything is marked. Let's see if there's anything minor tomorrow morning. No, there's nothing. I mean, trade balance, building PPI. That's it. Nothing. So monetary policy. Next thing we have is retail sales tomorrow night. So, all right, you guys need me? I will be on Discord. Yeah, too close together. I'm on a roll. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. So yeah, so that's it, guys. If you guys have any questions about anything I covered today, don't forget to get into the Discord channel and ask questions. And besides that, you guys have a great Monday. I will catch you guys later. Take care.